Mm. Oh, hey, second graders. I was just enjoying my fruit smoothie that I learned how to make last week when we read that functional text about classic fruit smoothies. Remember, we've been learning all about different kinds of nonfiction texts and how they can help us learn all sorts of things. Not just information, but how to do things like make this delicious smoothie. But since you're here, I'll put it down for now. So we talked a lot about text features last week. Some of those text features included captions, summary, title, headings, and maps, and many more. This week we're going to be reading an article together. Articles are a different type of expository nonfiction. Today you're going to need your Making Meaning student response book because there's a copy of the article in the book. So if you don't have it, push pause and go grab it. Okay, now that you have your Making Meaning student response book, turn to page 27. There's a copy there of the article that I'm going to read. The article is called The Friendship Fostering Buddy Bench. The Friendship Fostering Buddy Bench. The word fostering means something that helps someone or something grow. So a buddy bench would be, what do you think? What do you think this article is going to be about? Interesting. I hear some people think that it's going to be a bench for buddies. Oh, someone else said, we have one of those at our school. It's a place where you can go when you're feeling lonely. Yep, it might be about a bench that helps people make friends. Well, let's find out. The Friendship Fostering Buddy Bench. You can follow along in your own copy with me as I read. December 11, 2013. Second grader Christian Bucks noticed that some of his friends seemed lonely on the playground at recess. Then he remembered something he had learned that helps children make new friends at school, and he set his mind to making that happen. Bucks started a buddy bench, a place where students can go and sit if they feel lonely or have nothing to do, and another student will come up to them and ask if they want to play or just sit and talk. He says it acts as a way to grow our dream circle of friends. Bucks first heard about the buddy bench when his family was considering moving to Germany, which is another country in Europe, for a little while for his dad's work. He learned of a buddy bench at a German school and he loved the idea right away. He thought this was a great way to help other kids who might feel lonely or left out from time to time, said his mom, Allison. Just before school let out for the summer at Round Town Elementary School in York, Pennsylvania, this year, Bucks told Principal Matthew Miller about the buddy bench and explained why he thought the school should have one. Miller and the school's staff loved the idea and even let Bucks pick out the color and style of the bench. The buddy bench is now installed near the playground, and Bucks hopes that people will use it and that it will help teach students to be kind to one another. Okay, so one thing that readers do that's really important is they pay attention to the information because the writer wrote this article wanting us to get something out of it, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't have written it. So if I asked you, what do you think the author wanted you to learn, wanted you to know about when they wrote this article? What would you say? Another important thing that readers do is they reread. You might not believe this, but Mrs. Hodgman rereads all the time. I am constantly needing to go back and reread, especially with recipes, because I don't always remember all the important details and I have to go back and double check. Right now I'm going to reread the first two paragraphs and I want you to listen very carefully and think about what is the important information in those paragraphs that the author wants us to know. When I'm done with reading those paragraphs, I'm going to stop and I want you to jot down some of your ideas on a piece of paper or a Post-it note so that you're ready with them. Okay, here we go. December 11th, 2013, second grader Christian Bucks noticed that some of his friends seemed lonely on the playground at recess. Then he remembered something he'd heard of that helps children make new friends at school, and he set his mind to making that happen. Bucks initiated a buddy bench, a place where students can go and sit if they feel lonely or have nothing to do. And another student will play. This is another thing readers do, they go back and reread when they make a mistake. And another student will come up to them and ask if they want to play or just sit and talk. He says that it acts as a way to grow our dream circle of friends. Okay, so what do you think the author wanted you to know from that part that I just read? Take a minute, push pause, and jot down your ideas. All right, you're probably wondering if what you thought was important is the same as what some other kids thought was important. So here's what some other kids said. Some kids said, the most important thing is that Christian decided to make a buddy bench. That was the most important detail. Someone else said, I think the most important thing is he wanted to help other kids make friends. Did you agree with it, or did you have a different idea? Okay, let's read the next two paragraphs. Bucks first heard about the buddy bench when his family was considering moving to Germany for a little while for his dad's work. He learned of a buddy bench at a German school and he loved the idea right away. He thought this was a great way to help kids who might feel lonely or left out from time to time, said his mom, Allison. Just before school let out for the summer at Round Town Elementary School in York, Pennsylvania, this year, Bucks told Principal Matthew Miller about the buddy bench, and he explained why he thought the school should have one. Miller and the school staff loved the idea and even let Bucks pick out the color and style of the bench. Okay, were you listening and thinking about important information? Did you hear in the article, where did the boy get the idea for the article? Mrs. Hodgman can't talk today. Where did he get the idea for the buddy bench? Okay, so after he had the idea, what did Christian do to help his school get a buddy bench? So some kids said Christian got the idea from another school. Someone said he learned about the buddy bench at a German school. Someone said Christian talked to his school principal about the idea of the buddy bench. And someone else said he told the principal why he thought the school needed a buddy bench. Did you say the same thing as anyone that I read? Okay, one last question. Why did Christian think that the buddy bench could help other students? See if you can answer it. Say it out loud. I heard some people say he thinks a buddy bench could help students be kind to each other. He thinks it can help students be friends. He thinks it can help students ask each other to play. Okay, so today we practiced paying attention and thinking about what was really important in what we read. Remember, authors write things so that other people can learn about them, and the author probably has an idea of what they think is important. And a good reader is going to pay attention and try to come up with their own ideas about what the author wanted them to know. Okay, so we can look for important information in both nonfiction and fiction books. When you're doing independent reading this week, we're really going to pay attention to the important ideas. Can you read something and then say what was the important information, what was the most important stuff that you read about in that day? If you can, then you're paying attention to what you're reading and thinking about what you're reading. If you can't, that's okay too, but you might need to go back and do a little bit of rereading, just like Mrs. Hodgman had to today when she made a reading error. Okay, so I'll see you later and have fun reading this week. Bye.